Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is the August update, and we got something cool done. So as you can tell, the canopy is on the plane. It is secured, and let's take a look and see what we got going on. All right, so canopy is on. Ignore that. That's some of the primer. But I don't even know how that actually got there. That was the funny thing. But yeah, so this canopy went on extremely smooth. I used I made some wooden blocks with a slot in it to set on the rail, and so that way the canopy could just sit for a minute. Because what you see here, I got wires over here, and I got wires over here. So I used both backs to get. You can see this thing's painted as well. But I got lights. Your passenger lights. I got those lights done, and check out the switch panel. So all those switches are set up. I'm super excited about how that turned out. And they're just, pin to 10 pin connector. My crappy labeling job. Unlike Midwest, I don't have a good labeler. So yeah, that's what I did for that right now. The other end of that wire harness is down there currently. That's from the wiring harness, so it's all bundled, but it's going to go, again, it's going to go from there, it's going to get undone, and it's going to come out to about right here-ish. And the other ends of that cable, they're laying right here. So these are all the other ends. They're all set, and so I got one coming from that side and coming over here, and then the other two coming down here. And one of these is already connected. This is the lighting down here, so that's connected and that's set as well. So that's good. I'm super happy about this canopy. This turned out, again, super good. I tried one of the windows. Let me grab a window real quick. It's over here. So I don't even know which one I have. Well, okay, this is right, but whatever, this will work. So there's the hole, and I know this is right, but this thing is massive compared to, so I mean, I can walk over to the other side, but you get the point, right? There's a lot of trim that needs to happen on this thing to make this work. So I got a little bit of trimming on the Perplex stuff, and I started watching another video to see what to do, but obviously, now that the primer is open and all that, and I have it, so it's got a shelf life on it. And so I was thinking about doing the windows there. And then, guys, I painted the doors as well. I haven't polished them yet. As you can tell, I started polishing them. So partially polished, not polished from the paint. And so I got a little bit of mess here. But yeah, I need to do something with that. So, obviously there's a lot of sanding that needs to happen there, and I got the polishing, and I'm using this liquid ice stuff from Eastwood, which is working out really nice as well. So that on these parts, I got the cover piece for the switch panel. That's sitting right there too. And I painted the other stuff here. I got the brackets for the for the shock, that for the canopy, so that's painted as well. And then, guys, I gotta stop powder coating this, but I got the powder coating set up again out. So I got this out because, you know, last month that thing arrived, and I got these parts finally. Now, I had to do something with these parts anyway because they're you know, they're aluminum and they're touching a stainless steel wall, so they gotta get painted or something anyway. But you know, screw it, why not powder coat them? So yeah, so this is the oil reservoir kind of bracket, and this is, I need to do a little final trim grinding on this one, just take off a millimeter all the way around. But this is the overhead that I needed to powder coat as well. And so I've got the matte powder coat for this piece, and these are all going to get the black, which, you know, should be fine. So, but I gotta sand these down, give them a little surface, and then Eastwood hot coat powder system to the rescue there. Works, again, super well. The oven is, you know, you've seen the oven. So, yeah. So that's that. Yeah. Other than that, guys, I got some stuff from our friends at A3, and they, I don't know if you guys saw this at the show at AirVenture, but I'm probably one of the first ones to have this because Midwest was like, they're shipping this, and so yeah, I have this thing. So very cool. This obviously, it looks like it just takes a VGA cable, of which like 4 pins are used. So that, and it's got a standard kind of mount. So I got to figure this thing out, and I got to figure out where it's going to go. But yeah, I've got this. Pretty cool. And I got some plumbing and, you know, the oxygen, smart ox meters, and the boom cannulas, and other parts. There's a small oxygen bottle. That's the backup bottle. I need to go back and get the official size bottle. And then I got of course, the jacks, which I've got to put in the panel. And so this is all sitting here. But I gotta plumb this stuff and make it work. Those will go into the panel, and you guys haven't seen this panel in a while, but basically there's a hole right here where the oxygen is going to go, and so you know, you guys haven't seen this panel in a while, but the panel. So yeah, so that's that. I do have a huge mess, and the engine is somewhere on its way. So maybe in the next week or two, I'll have the engine, which I've talked about many times. But now I will have the room because the canopy is over here. Sorry, whiplash. But yeah, that stuff is over here. And another thing I did, guys, is I painted all the buttons with a matte paint, and so all these are the button head screws, and so they turned out really well, right? Because again, they're sitting right there, and a little hard to tell, but they're mounted. And the same thing over here. These are also painted, and again, it turned out really sweet, you know. So I'm it's shiny. So there's that. Next on my list is really Yeah, I got to get rid of the jig. So the jig will come out. I've just been leaving it in because it's there. I haven't needed to take it out. I got to do something with the... So Sling sent me the other cable, which is great. So that's there-ish. I talked to Behringer yesterday, and they were supposed to give me a call back today, but it's already 1 o'clock their time. So I'll give them a call again. But I need the fittings. So this is a Hyde 032. It's a nylon kind of center with a stainless outer, and I need the Hyde 0080P connectors. I need 4 of those, and I need a bulkhead connector to get through. Once that's done, I'll be able to put the inside in. And so these are the inside skins. They're the biggest skins I have left to do. Everything else are the small cover plates, right? So those can go in once that's done. And then these fronts can go in, which goes across. And then, well, it's a ton of cover plates that's left to do. But there's not a whole lot else to situate at that point. So obviously I got some foam insulation that I haven't put in yet. It's because the holes have to go through. I have to be careful for the height, because if I go too high, I will come up in the passenger area versus the other, because there's a this will be the deck basically. And so if I go too high on this, I'm out in the open. So I got to be careful about that. And then I got this whole back end. I need to get the oxygen bottle mounts, and they're just 2 big rubber things, and I got to figure out where to put the oxygen bottle. Obviously, I don't want to put it next to the parachute because, I don't know, thinking about a rocket going off next to an oxygen bottle, it sounds like a great way to end the day. But so I got to be a little bit careful about that. I thought about putting it in the corner over here. It really depends on how big an oxygen bottle I have at the time. And of course I got the seatbelt harness over here, but I thought maybe it'll fit over here, kinda. I don't know. We'll find out. It kind of sucks that I closed up the rear already, because I was thinking, what if I did a doubler plate up here and put the oxygen bottle sideways, right across the top there. So that way it's kind of out of the way and up high. I don't know. Possibilities. I mean, usually people just stick a experimental sign up there or something, right? But maybe an oxygen bottle can go up there if I put a big enough doubler plate over there to connect it to the rib and this. I mean, there's extra holes up here. So again, like I wish. Of course, the skin is on, right, guys? The skin is on. I'm not gonna do anything crazy here, but maybe if I could match these holes and put a doubler on there, then I could put an oxygen bottle up there. But that thing's gonna probably weigh anyhow, so it's probably better if it's upright. But who knows? Upright would probably help the center of gravity, and again, if I get it more forward, the better. So if the more back that bottle is, the more it's gonna weigh. So my other option is to put it in this corner, and again, it's an okay option, especially if I can tuck it into the back area, because that's kind of like no man's land. So if I can get it in there, cool. But I do want it away from, again, the rocket, even though the rocket's going to be in like a launch tube. A thing kind of scares me to have the two next to each other. So I don't know. We'll see. Oh God, I love this color. By the way, is off of a truck, off of a Toyota. It's called 06C bronze oxide or something like that. So it's cool. So that's that. I don't know. All right. Anything else going on down here? Nothing else has changed with the wiring harness, guys. Honestly, I've left it pretty much. I've left it pretty much alone. I've just got it covered for right now. You know, I'll start cleaning it up as soon as I can get fully in here. Obviously, I've got just a few things left to run. And once that's done, I can start cleaning up this channel. And I still have to do something with the flight controls, guys, because I haven't done that. Remember, I stopped working on the flight controls because I really needed to get the side skins on and that kind of thing. And I just, you know, I have this kind of thing here that needs cleaning up. I still need to separate the wires from the controls and get that properly situated. So once that's kind of cleaned up there, I'll be able to do what I need to get done. But yeah, so I think my next coming weeks, I'm going to finish this wiring, get the stuff powder coated, and then really focus on the business end, which is all covered up. But I mean, this is still really just the front fork with the engine mount on it, and you know, there's nothing else there. So I've got to start that Firewall forward work, get the insulation on it, get all the riv nut, get the riv nuts, get all the insulation on there, get some parts mounted, and really take a further look to see what's left on the front before the engine goes on. So that's coming. I've got some cleanup work to do still. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm just taping parts kind of like where they're close to. For instance, like the bear engine wheels, like there's a wire, a safety wire that goes all the way around. You see the little channel groove here? So the safety wire sits in this channel groove all the way around, and then it just gets safety wired, secured, and that's it. So I still have to do that, fine. But it's right here. And I still have the cotter pin to insert on the wheel. But this, in case I need to take the wheel off, I'm not expending those parts, is really why that's there. I've done the same thing over here with the flap motor. I've got you can tell there's 2 cotter pins in the bag still for it. And so the castle nuts are done, but I haven't put the cotter pin in to secure it. So that's that. And there's some of my front firewall insulation, and I've got more in the back as well to drop in. So I'm gonna do the goopy stuff that Sling provided. I'm gonna do that probably on the inside, and then I've got the stainless steel kind of sticky stuff to put on the front side of the firewall. So it'll be a nice protective layer there. Nothing to worry about, and it'll protect me from just regular engine heat in the summer, and hopefully if I ever had a oil line break or something like that, anything catastrophe wise, engine wise, I should be able to get down and not have a fire go through the firewall, which would also not be ideal. So while we're thinking about bad ways to end a flight, that's 2 ways today: fire front and auction bottle exploding next to a launching parachute. Cool. All right, so there's the update. Probably the biggest part of this whole world is this Canopy. As you guys saw, it took a while to get this thing primed and then painted and then clear coated and then sanded and polished. So that took way longer than I thought it was going to take. Ended up taking about 2 weeks of time to do all that, with some minor delays. And the guys from Eastwood, they're fairly local to me. They're in Chicago, and they were super helpful with the whole process. Kind of funny, I walked into the store, and the guy saw me looking at paint supplies, and he just said, "Hey, is this your first time doing this?" And I just said, "Yeah." And he got out a paint gun, and we played with settings, and like 40 minutes or so I sat at the counter working with a guy, and it was huge. I'd watched their YouTube videos before, so I kind of knew what I was doing, but they spent so much time. So I really like the Eastwood guys. Obviously I have some of their stuff. I have their powder coat system. I don't own their paint gun. I have a different paint gun, but I use their paint, and their paint turned out super well. And you know, everything turned out pretty good. It gave me a lot more confidence. Obviously, like, do I have the confidence to do all that? I doubt it. There's experts for that. There's a guy I know. If I can afford him, he will do the work. And I will be happy to render any aid that I can to save a little bit of money. But yeah, I got that. I hope to get these perplex glasses in, the doors and all that. The other thing that I have a problem with is ceiling height became an issue, especially with the garage door up. Like where the plane is currently positioned, I can't have the doors open and the garage door open. So that's going to be interesting once that happens. But right now, not a problem. Maybe in a little while it'll be a problem, but I don't know. This thing actually looks like a plane now. Like you can, with the canopy on, it actually looks like a plane. So it's cool. Well, all right, guys. Talked enough, and yeah, let's look forward to seeing you again. Obviously, 2 weeks from now is Midwest's annual Build Seminar in Sandusky, Michigan. I will be there. I hope to see a lot of you guys there, because I will be walking around looking to see what I need to do next also. So hopefully see you guys in 2 weeks in person. Otherwise, catch the next video. All right. Bye.